So let's talk about the Kantar approach to return path data. Can you go into a little bit of the philosophy behind it and some products?
Absolutely. One of the reasons why Kantar was attractive to me is that A, they understood the value of return path data, and more importantly, have a history not just in the United States, but globally. So Kantar operates globally 5 countries with return path data.
What 5 countries?
That's a darn good question. It's South Africa, it's Australia, it's the United States, it's Britain, and it's New Zealand. So globally, we have a lot of experience within return path data. And note also that we operate panels across the world too. So what we look at return path data to do is to enhance what our total measurement services are throughout the globe. Importantly, in the United States, we started back in 2004, I believe, before I got here, to measure Time Warner in Hawaii. Then we went on to several successful tests with Comcast, and now we have 2 services. One with Charter, which is a local operator, and the second is DirectView, which is our system that evaluates tuning records from the DirecTV sample. And the difference that we bring to the marketplace is that we handle what we call convenience samples where return path data are available. Most importantly, we have created a managed sample with DirectView. And what that means, Charlene, is that we developed a system by which we are representing the DirectTV footprint throughout the United States and carefully balancing the sample for representation. So essentially, what we're doing is defining the tuning for this platform, and not just for linear, but for interactive as well as addressable. So as addressable and interactive advanced advertising capabilities enter the marketplace, we're actually providing the reports, the mechanism, and the methods to measure it.
One of the challenges to set-top box data is the lack of demographics. How is Kantar addressing that issue?
Well, return path by definition doesn't necessarily have active participation from people pushing buttons. And that's one of the advantages of return path, is that you don't have the interference, if you will, or reliance upon people pushing buttons. And we know even from our services, and we know here domestically, that's hard. And cooperation with samples to continue is hard. And that's why you have a lot of churn. Rather, we think the conversation is moving towards what's next, what's better and different that the industry really needs. So for example, demographics were a surrogate of a consumer just as households were surrogates of consumer values for advertisers. We're bringing the conversation in that we're going to help our clients understand what the real value is in terms of consumers. So if we know that household tuning exists, and with return path data, we have a higher fidelity of measurement, which we do. The next question is, do we need the 40-year-old definition of men 18 to 34, which really doesn't quite define product usage as much as maybe it did? Well, now we have more data, we have better data, and importantly, we can match the data. And what we're doing as part of our data partner program here at Kantar is match data sets, match tuning records with actual purchasing. And while demographics are today's currency, the question is, what will we need going forward? And we're convinced, after talking to several agency and advertiser customers, that's the more important question to answer. What are the consumers doing, and how can we reach them better? So we're redefining the audience products and center it around redefining it as consumers. The other aspect to demographics is not just from the consumer side, Charlene, but we've now successfully matched with Experian. And what that means is we've matched to the full Experian list of household attributes so that we identify the households with certain conditions. And the conditions are the typical age, gender, and composition. So instead of saying adults 18 to 49, we know the household with adults 18 to 49. But beyond the gender, we can also identify such household attributes as income, as religion. Any of the aspects and attributes that Experian has, we're now able to match and not just define our audiences by a target consumer, but by a target household attribute, which really helps identify the tuning within our base.